Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a love oracle for this morning. Today is Sunday, July 27th, 2025. Okay, I just did an oracle and affirmations. Did I say April? I don't know why. I'm just thinking about that. Today is Sunday, July 27th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates. It all might resonate. Affirmations, not affirmations. You figure it out. You're an adult now. You're a big spiritualist. You can get it. We got The Price of Love Oracle by Crystal Banner. You can find that on kaleidodope.com. She has an Etsy shop. You can find her cards on eBay. I think some of them I think you can get on Amazon and some of them you cannot. Or maybe they show up on Amazon but you can't buy them there. I don't know. There's something about Amazon. This is 2. Ooh. 2 on the table. You know what woke me up early this morning is the sound of one of my cats hacking it up in the living room. A little fur ball. And I was like, oh, for God's sakes. Okay, is this... Okay, this card was... This card was bottom of the deck at the beginning. Okay, let's do 2 more shuffles. We got 3 on the table. One more shuffle. 5 on the table. Okay. Alrighty. We got 6 with bottom of the deck. We've got healing. We've got passion. We've got dream come true. We've got manipulation. We got shattered. We've got communication. Is someone a rapper out there? Or like a writer or a poet or something? Because I said manipulation and then I started hearing all these words that would like rhyme. Like I heard malnutrition. I don't know, like something about words. Masculine, feminine, it doesn't matter. Take how it resonates. Lemon water is really good for you. And I heard somewhere that lemon is citric acid, but when you ingest it, it turns into alkaline and it protects you against cancer. That's what I heard. But when I looked up lemon water, it did not say that. So I'm wondering, like, is that a fake thing? Like, now I feel the need to look that up because I should have looked that up in the first place. Anyway, lemon water is good for you, though, by the way. Someone is healing from a passionate situation. And I'm just gonna say it because I heard it in my head. Love bombing. Let me just say this. Take how it resonates for you. Passionate situation. doesn't necessarily need to involve sex. Sometimes it's passion of the heart, passion of the mind. And I'm only saying this because the situation that I was just recently in, if you follow me, if you subscribe, you know I talk about my life all the time. It's an experience, right? Sharing is caring. If it helps somebody else, I'm going to talk about whatever happens to me. If it helps one other person, I'm always going to talk about what happens to me. That situation that I had with the guy at work, the younger guy at work, we never had sex. I think the only time we ever like even touched each other was I grabbed his arm. Him and I were standing next to each other, and somebody was standing like opposite us, and they said something, and I grabbed his arm, and I was like, "What?" I think that is literally the only time I ever touched him, or we had any type of contact whatsoever like that. We never kissed. We definitely never had sex. We never did anything outside of work. Everything was involved in work. Everything happened at work. When I told him I loved him, it was at work. He got so flippin' excited. So excited. Like, oh my God, she loves me. That was a very passionate situation until it wasn't. Until it was not. So if that resonates for somebody, I'm just saying, passion doesn't always necessarily have to involve sex. Um, Passion can be just intimacy. And you guys know what I say about intimacy and sex. They are not the same thing. Intimacy and sex are not the same thing. I have had sex with plenty of people. Well, not really. But I have not had intimacy with hardly any of them. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when I said plenty of people, I mean really my number is so low that all those little 18-year-old virgins that those guys out there think that they're entitled to when they're in their 40s and 50s, those little 18-year-old virgins have probably had more sexual relationships than I have. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. I once told that to a narcissist on TikTok. He got very mad at me. I blocked him. I was like, an 18-year-old virgin? What does that even mean? He got really mad at me. Meanwhile, and I think I've told you guys this before, he wanted an 18-year-old virgin as his next wife. His daughter was like 12 or 13. Ew. Ew. That's so gross. Okay. Like at least wait until she's like 20 and then get your 18-year-old wife. I, I don't know. I don't even think he's on TikTok anymore. I couldn't I unblocked everybody that I had ever blocked on TikTok cuz I just blocked like people that like left me creepy messages and stuff like that, and I blocked him. And I unblocked everybody and I couldn't find him. So I don't know if he like changed his name or went away, or I don't know. I don't know whatever happened to him. And I don't really remember his real name, like his first name, but it should have technically shown up on my list unless he blocked me, which that's okay too. He was really weird. He was a trucker and he worked out a lot to lose weight after his divorce, and he had two kids. And I think I'm just gonna say it. I think he was a lot lizard chaser, and I feel sorry for the lot lizards. I'm just gonna say he was not at all attractive. He was kind of a Weasley kind of looking guy. Yeah. And any that was mean. That was really mean. Was that mean? Mm, I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think about that. Someone is healing from a passionate situation. Okay, whatever that passionate situation is for you. I just wanted to say what I had to say about my own situation because to me, that was very passionate. And at a certain time, he seemed very passionate in regards to me and the situation. So I'm just saying that it doesn't necessarily have to involve sex. Okay. It's actually a good thing that you're healing from this situation and you're moving on from this passionate situation, whatever it is for you. There was manipulation going on there, left you heartbroken, or vice versa. Again, I always say put yourself where you belong, right? I mean, I don't always say it, but I say it. I don't know if there's going to be some type of communication incoming about this, like the two of you are going to talk. Why did I just want to say the three of you? Maybe this message is for me. Um, there might be some incoming communication, or maybe, and or maybe, right? And or maybe there was a lack of communication there. Okay. Like I would definitely say in my situation, there was a lack of communication. And in my situation, like I felt like I was communicating, and then when I realized there was something off with him and there was a disconnect, that's when I stopped. Not that I stopped communicating, but that my communication just kind of went off the tracks because like I didn't know what the fuck was going on with him. Like, cuz he wasn't saying anything. So, definitely I can say a lack of communication on both our parts in my situation, for sure. Um and yeah, I could say it's mostly him, but I'm a part of that too. So, you got to take responsibility and accountability for your own actions, right? Even if they refuse to. You might have felt like some type of puppet uh used, right? And when I heard love bombing earlier, like it might have been one of those situations where you go in full throttle and it's passionate and it's fiery and sexual if the sex was there, and I want to be with you and you want to be with me, and it's back and forth and back and forth. And then all of a sudden you realize like it's slowing down or it's off course. Something's wrong, right? You get that little intuitive nudge and you're like, like something's going on here. Like it's not like it used to be. And before you can even get the communication or get the realization that like it's over, whatever the case, like you're already heartbroken. You're like heartbroken before the end is even near. I totally feel that. In the overall scheme of things, this reading came out because in reality, you might be healing from this or you might have healed from this in the past, right? This was a dream come true for you. You dodged a bullet. You dodged a meteor. Like seriously. And I know we don't always think of things like that, but like, yeah, like you dodged something. Somebody dodged something. Because here's the thing, if you're in this passionate, fiery, instant connection and it lasts a couple weeks, a couple months, whatever the case, and you realize there's some type of manipulation there and you get out of this situation, think of what it would have been like if you had stayed in this situation for years. And some of you might have. Hell, I probably technically did. I could technically liken this to like the ex-husband and my marriage and my 11 years with him. Technically, I could. I mean, without the passion. But yeah, like think of what would have happened if you had stayed. If you hadn't figured out what was going on and you hadn't gotten the hell out of there. Or even if they pushed you out, right? Like if you felt like you were pushed out of some type of connection, like it just got love bombing, passion, and then nothing, 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 trickle, 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 nothing, nothing. You know what I mean? Even if you felt like you were pushed out of a situation, whether it feels like that at the time, it's all for your greater good. Again, I don't know if there's going to be some type of communication from about this, like in the afterward. I mean, if this is years later for you and there's been no communication, then probably not, right? But if this just recently happened to you, it's a possibility. And again, lack of communication. There was some type of lack of communication there, for sure. And I just want to say I'm always sorry when I hear about people getting into relationships, lover situations, passionate situations, romances, and for whatever reason they don't work out. And it's the relationships, relationships where people agree to leave and they just walk away. That's one thing. But when you feel like you're blindsided, when you feel like you've been used and abused, that is the absolute fucking worst. That is the absolute fucking worst. So my heart is always with those that go through situations like that. I've been through situations like that. I hope the story does not resonate for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I will talk to you all later. Bye.